But are we leading the world in some of those core elements like math and science and reading?
No, we're not even close. So just so everyone's aware, as far as the education system goes, the United States actually ranks 25th amongst all developed nations when it comes to education in reading, math, and science combined. We just declined for the 5th year in a row when it comes to our university institutions on a worldwide ranking scale. It was the 5th year that we declined. And we've created a system where we're just cycling students through the system. And that's become one of our biggest problems because we see what's happening. I mean, we are the wealthiest nation. We're the sole superpower of the world, at least for now. How long do you think that's going to be going forward if we don't fix this problem? And what really is mind-boggling to me, and I can't seem to get a grasp on it, is why don't we speak about it as much as we should be speaking? This should be one of the top issues within the country, and yet most people remain silent about it.
Well, we've been doing some research on this, and here at Dr. Phil, I have what's called a brain room. We have some researchers that do nothing but research. We do deep dives into the literature when we're looking for specifics. And as of midnight last night, of 79 countries, the U.S. ranked 13th in reading, 18th in science, and 37th in math.
Correct.
That's shockingly bad.
It is. And
that's disturbing.
Well, if you look at every empire that ever exists, they all led in education and innovation at the time. And as we're collapsing, you see countries like China that are rising when it comes to these stats. And we spend more. We spend $1.3 trillion a year on education. That's 7-8 times more than Germany, which is the second country that spends the most money on education. So we're putting all this money in. Where's the return on investment? It's not like we're producing a bunch of little Einsteins out there. And that's part of something that we have to look at. So we have the collapse of the education system, changes in the family unit, and then changes in the mindset of students themselves that have really created problems.
And what kind of changes in student mindsets are you talking about?
Well, I mean, as a professor, why should I have to compete with a smartphone for my students' attention? Why? And this is college level. So it's 10 times worse when you go through the K through 12 level where there's disrespect at the teachers on day in, day out basis. And, you know, can't take away the phones. If you take away the phones, then parents call, they get upset and fights start breaking out.
You actually feel hostility from your students.
Yeah, there's been a few occasions where students get violent. And honestly, it's not that uncommon anymore, especially in our grade levels. Middle school and up. The fact that they think that they can do it and get away with it is what's scary.
Well, they can.
Yeah, and they do.
If you call the parents, they're not particularly responsive.
It wasn't my kid who did it. That's not my kid. They would never do that. And it's like, well, I just watched it happen. So the denial is real. Or it goes to the other extreme where the parents don't care.
The public education system is supposed to be about social efficiency, civic obligation and responsibility, character, and discipline. We've eliminated all three. And then people wonder why it's all collapsed. It's because we went from where we were and we've created this system where it's just about, you know, the subject material. And we're not even going to really teach them the subject material. We're going to dumb it down for them. Seniors, 12th graders are reading at a 7th grade level, just so everyone's aware. And we've deviated far from where the system is supposed to be. And that's part of our problem. Teachers need to be able to discipline the students. They're either not going to discipline them at all, or they're going to give the student like out of school suspension where they get to go home and play on their video games. Why not just give them a toothbrush and say, you got to scrub every toilet bowl in this school?
No, but that's corporal punishment.
It's corporal punishment. You're not allowed to do that.
We're not allowed to do that.
But maybe that would make personal responsibility and students actually think about their actions before they do something.